Imagine a metal that laughs at the ocean, a material that can sit in boiling acid, survive the freezing vacuum of space, and endure the crushing pressure of a deep-sea oil well, all without a single speck of rust. Most metals have a weakness. Steel hates salt. Aluminium hates heat. But there is a super material that engineers call upon when failure is not an option. It's called Monel. But what makes this mystery metal so indestructible? How do you fuse two different elements to create a shield against the elements? And why did this 120-year-old invention become the secret weapon of the modern world? Today, we're going behind the scenes of material science to uncover the history and the high-tech making of Monel. The accidental masterpiece. Our story begins in 1901 with a man named Ambrose Monel. At the time, the world was desperate for a metal that was stronger than steel, but as corrosion-resistant as copper. Monel, an executive at the International Nickel Company, noticed something strange about the ore coming out of their Canadian mines. It contained a natural, perfect ratio of nickel and copper. Instead of separating them, Monel decided to keep them together. The result was a natural alloy that was patented in 1905. It was stronger than pure nickel and more durable than pure copper. It was revolutionary, and it was almost immediately adopted by the U.S. Navy for the most demanding parts of their ships. The secret recipe. So, what exactly is inside this invincible metal? Monel isn't a single element. It's a family of alloys, but the classic version, Monel 400, has a very specific chemical fingerprint. It is roughly 67% nickel and 30% copper. The final 3% is a carefully guarded cocktail of iron, manganese, and carbon. The nickel provides the armored resistance to corrosion and heat, while the copper adds ductility, meaning the metal can be bent and shaped without snapping. It is the ultimate balance of toughness and workability. The forge of resilience. Creating Monel is a high-stakes balancing act that takes place at temperatures that would vaporize most household materials. The raw nickel and copper are loaded into a massive furnace and heated to over 1,400 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, the metals lose their solid form and blend into a single, uniform golden-white liquid. This is the chemical window. Metallurgists use optical emission spectroscopy to scan the liquid, ensuring the iron and manganese levels are perfect. Even a 1% error in the additives can make the final metal too brittle or too soft for a submarine hull. Once the recipe is perfect, the liquid is poured into molds, a process called casting. This creates raw ingots, or slabs, but these blocks are useless until they are activated through a process called hot working. The slabs are reheated until they are glowing red, and then they are crushed between massive rollers or hammered by hydraulic forges. This kneading of the metal aligns the grain structure, making it significantly stronger than the original cast block. The mission-critical finish. After the shape is set, Monel undergoes a secret step called annealing. The metal is heated one last time and then cooled slowly. This relieves internal stresses, preventing the metal from exploding or cracking when it's subjected to high pressure underwater. Finally, the Monel is polished or pickled in acid to remove any surface imperfections. Why? Because in a high-pressure valve or a rocket engine, a single microscopic scratch could become a point of failure. Where Monel lives today. Because Monel is expensive and difficult to make, you won't find it in your toaster. It is reserved for what engineers call mission-critical environments. Marine engineering, propeller shafts on naval destroyers and deep-sea valves rely on Monel because it is one of the few metals that doesn't pitting corrode in seawater. The chemical industry, When you're dealing with hydrofluoric acid, one of the most dangerous substances on Earth, Monel is the only material that can contain it without melting away. Aerospace and music. From the fasteners in a jet engine to the high-performance valve pistons in a professional trumpet, Monel is chosen for its zero-failure reputation. It can survive a marching band's rainstorm or the heat of a jet exhaust with the same ease. Monel is a perfect example of how material science bridges the gap between the ancient forge and the future of technology. It is a natural alloy that humans perfected through extreme heat and precision math. It isn't flashy, and most people will never see it, but it is the silent protector of our infrastructure. It is the metal that refuses to break, the alloy that refuses to rust, and the liquid gold of the industrial world. Thank you for joining us on this journey